Primary.
Yeah, 24th. This is early voting.
Oh, early, yeah. The primary.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Town of Victor Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Today is June 16th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order. And if you would join me, we'll start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, great, thank you. Few housekeeping matters. Emergency exits are off to the side. Restrooms are in the lobby area. If you haven't done so already, please sign the attendance sheet out in the back. There are some business cards in the back table as well, with email and phone number of the planning department. On the back table, you will also find a proposed resolution with tonight's agenda. And don't already, please either turn off or silence your cell phones. If you have conversations, and I just have to say it, but if you have conversations that are not directly related to the application, then please take it out in the hallway. Since you're the only applicant, we're going to be talking right here. Now, with exhibits, there have been some exhibits that have been submitted. When you're speaking about the exhibits, do your very best to use descriptive language. It makes it difficult when you read the minutes. If you say, if you notice over here, if you notice over there, that doesn't translate very well. Because Amber is just going to take word for word, put it in the minutes. She's not going to interpret. So descriptive language, compass directions help, structures help. If you want to, there should be a laser pointer. Feel free to use that. If you have new exhibits, just let us know it's a new one. So when we take it, we'll mark it accordingly, and then you can talk about that. Now, as we go along, certainly give the applicant the opportunity to make their presentation. Then the board will be asking some questions. What I would prefer, and I think Amber as well, not to talk over each other. One at a time, take our time. We'll take as long as it needs, but when we start talking over each other, again, it makes it difficult to translate that into the minutes. Any questions, feel free to ask. We'll do our very best, but I think, as you know, we can't give legal advice. With that, next thing I'd like to take care of is the minutes, June 2nd, 2025.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Larry. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Leah. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, the Hazelton Enterprise. Who'll be making the presentation?
Good evening, Tom Fromberger, MRB Group, and Tom Berdino, Hazelton Incorporated. Glad to be here tonight. The application before you is basically a redevelopment of existing parcel. The parcel was previously used by Wilkins and Ballantyne RV for the sale and service of vehicles. Hazelton Enterprises is proposing to reuse the site for wholesale, retail, auto sales, dealer-to-dealer trades, parts, accessory sales, storage of related equipment, vehicle maintenance and repair, delivery, parking, and general service office use. The plan that you have before you depicts existing fence that they're proposing to replace. The site is basically to the left would be to the north, to the south will be to the right of the page. Around the perimeter, extending from the existing building counterclockwise, is an existing fence that ends near the south portion of the property. They'd like to extend that fence further, heading in the counterclockwise direction up along the right of the page or the south side of the building, and that would extend to an existing slide gate fence that is there. The In doing this, it creates a potential variance, which is what we've submitted for, where it crosses an existing private easement between lots 2 and 1. That encumbrance is also in existence today on the north portion of the property, or the north side of the building, where there's an existing easement that pumps from Forest Main up to the town's sanitary sewer system. So we are looking for relief from that variance to allow the crossing of the proposed fence. The fence is really for security purposes. We do have agreements already in place between the two lots. If I can get the laser pointer to work if you aren't familiar with it. Right here is where we're crossing the existing easement. Easement comes through here, and then up through, and then connects in. We are providing a access gate through here, and that will also have access by fire in the adjacent parcel. So that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Larry, questions, comments, concerns?
There's an existing easement now,
Correct.
and when was that issued?
That was issued as part of the subdivision process.
Well, a year, give me,
I'd say 22 maybe. Let me look here, might be on our plan. November of 24?
It was very recent.
Yeah, it was very recent. November of 2024?
that would be since I've been here.
Yeah, you seem, maybe you're confused about the easement that they're referring to.
Oh, okay.
So a private sanitary sewer easement needed to be created because there were two existing buildings that existed on one parcel. They wanted to subdivide the parcel. This building sanitary is connected to this building sanitary because they were all on one parcel. So in order for the owner of this parcel to now have rights to their sanitary that, you know, facilitates their building, the planning board made them create a sanitary easement agreement between the two property owners.
Remember that now? Yeah. Well, what happens if you don't get it?
What happens if we don't get it? Our site wouldn't be secure. We would have a gap in it. That would be our primary purpose of this site, is to provide some additional safety and security between the two lots.
Okay, thank you.
Leah, questions, comments, concerns?
So, the fence that's there now, for the new fence, how much, what is the length you're going to extend it? You know, the
Yeah.
total length? I don't know if you can understand what I'm asking.
I know exactly what you're saying. Let me get you a dimension here.
So it's basically from here to here. And this is all in this. There is. They're gonna
Yeah,
replace
okay.
it. So it's
Here.
because so they're gonna replace this. portion
Right,
and extend this,
right, the door, yeah.
And then come around the corner, this fence is already existing.
Well, the new fencing is,
I'll point on the, over here.
yeah,
too.
I think it's, okay.
So, the new fence will pick up right where the existing fence ends. So the new fence would be
Yeah.
here, and then there would be end here with a gate, and then it'll extend up to this existing access slider gate. So there's
Right.
about 280 feet or so in through here.
And there's no fence there now?
There is no fence now, correct. Yep.
No.
And again, these were really two parcels, or one parcel at one point. There's an existing building over here, as Adam was mentioning. This was also part of Wilkins RV. And then in 2000, I believe 2024, of November, they cut it in half or maybe a third and 2/3. And this portion was offered for sale, which is what Hazelton just recently
Yeah.
purchased.
So the existing building is gonna be used?
Yes.
Just, whatever minor changes. So in the beginning, when you spoke, you mentioned the whole, and it's in your document here, you're doing a whole bunch of work there. So how many cars are you gonna keep there? Because I understand that you are keeping some vehicles there in addition to doing work there as well.
It's kind of a multi-use, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a primary dealership building. It's really more of kind of the uses that we listed in. There is a little potential area for some display parking up in the front here. There's also maybe some additional display parking here. Primary uses are really these service bays in the back here. There's interior storage inside, and then there's a little bit of office. Building is definitely needs some help and some TLC, and they're starting to do that process. It started with a new roof. And they really haven't gotten into all the uses of it because they haven't been in the space for very long. So we're still exploring how they want to use it and what it will work and what's appropriate.
So my understanding too is that it's not gonna be used for, storage of a lot of vehicles for sale. It's mostly doing a lot of repair and some sales.
I'll let Tom answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the idea was, we have a wholesale business, which is an auction business. The auctioning would not happen at that property. That's all online. So what might happen is the auction vehicles may be parked in the lot. That amount of cars varies from time to time, so there's really no consistent amount of cars that I could put a number on that would be parked there. Any cars that are parked there obviously would be appropriate to the zoning. We wouldn't stuff it with cars.
No.
That's not the idea
No.
that we want to go.
And the other vehicles, like repair vehicles or, tow trucks or flatbeds that bring cars, what do you plan on keeping within that gated area?
It depends on what we use it for. So if we use it for parts and accessories and we're selling parts and installing accessories, those cars that are being worked on would probably be there for a limited amount of time. Usually our repair, like at our other complex, repaired cars do not sit for long. It's a constant turnover, so you would see some of those, but it wouldn't be to the point where it builds up and packs the parking lot, yeah.
Okay, that's all I have for now.
Yeah, questions?
Yeah, so the existing easement, is there a formal easement agreement, or is it just per the filed subdivision map?
There's a formal easement agreement, my understanding. I've seen it from the copy of it.
Okay, so does the easement agreement then allow the fence to be run across the easement, or is the easement gonna have to be modified with the adjacent property owner?
My understanding, it covers it.
So the easement would allow the fence to go across it and wouldn't prohibit it with prohibiting structures or anything else on that?
The existing easement, correct?
Existing easement that's there,
Correct.
okay. For the new access gate, is there gonna be a new easement put in place for the adjacent owner then to allow them access through the gate so they can then access the easement? Because currently, there's no access easement on the maps that shows they would have access to that.
We can provide that. I don't see that as.
Okay, and then if it's a locked gate, I'm assuming it's a locked gate, will they be provided, or how would they be able to then get access if they needed to access the sewer?
We can give them access to it.
Okay.
There'll be a knockbox on it as well for fire department uses.
Okay. That's all I have.
That's right.
My only question really is, who's responsible for maintenance of the sewer line?
It's a shared agreement, so if their sewer that we're talking about is plugged up, then they'd be directly impacted by it, right?
Right, but is it municipal owned, or no, it's private?
It's private.
Okay,
Correct.
all right. I just want to make sure there was no town responsibility that they'd have to indemnify you for the fence, if it needed to be repaired. Right, okay. It's privately owned. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so for clarification, and I think that's a good point there. Whatever problems that you and your neighbor have regarding that easement, the town has nothing to do with it, that's between you two.
But we agree 100%.
It's, so really, we don't have to dive deep into what it is, who can put what, where, and how. All the town really is concerned about is, it's not the town's easement, so the town has no reason to go on there. You, Hazelton, and your neighbor.
Right.
And that fence is going right at your property line, right? So, but for the sanitation line, you can put the fence there, right? And that's fairly accurate. If that easement wasn't there, they wouldn't need anything here. They can put the fence right along it, and we wouldn't have any concern about what you're doing there. Well, unless there's a different variance that you need, but for right here, right now, it's just the fact that it's going over that easement. That's simple. Correct? Okay. Anyone have any other questions? Good? We're good? Good? No other comments, all right. I have to formally ask them anyway. Anybody want to speak for or against the application? Right, hearing none. Let's take a quick poll. Leah, how are you on this?
Fine.
Fine, Larry?
I'm fine.
Good? Matt? Fine, good, okay, super. Let's walk through the proposal, criteria. Oh, you know what, one other thing, I just want to confirm we got the correct location. It's a rough guess on a measurement, but that fence is located approximately 200 feet from, plus or minus, from the right-of-way. And about right, 250, so it's significantly far back. I need to put something here in the criteria that I'd like to do.
Yep.
Okay, so, one, undesirable change would not be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties created by the granting of an area variance. The subject of the request for a variance is that the proposed fence is going to go over an existing easement agreement between the owners of Lot 1 and Lot 2. And it's been verified that the town has no interest regarding the easement, sewage drain easement. It's also approximately, give or take, 240 feet from the right-of-way. So it'd be difficult to see from Route 96 where that fence is. Would anyone like to add anything else to the first criteria?
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
I just would like to add, because you're referring to Lot 1 and 2, that's of the Wilkins minor subdivision. So that in the justification,
All right, so let's call Lot 1 is Hazelton, right? And Lot 2 is Wilkins?
so no, the subdivision was called the Wilkins minor subdivision. That's the formal title of the site plan that Lot 1 and Lot 2 are referring to.
All right, so Lot 2 is the Wilkins.
Lot 1 and 2 are part of the Wilkins minor subdivision.
In other words, when you referenced Lot 1 and 2, he wants to say Lot 1 and 2 of,
The Wilkins minor subdivision.
Okay, let's put that in there.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? Great. Second, the benefits sought by the applicant cannot be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. I think the main justification here is that they have executed and have an existing easement agreement that satisfies the problem of the fence going over the easement. Would anyone like to add anything on the second criteria?
They also can't achieve fully secured lot without getting the fence either.
Let's put that in there, too. That's good. Anything else? Okay, third, the area variance is not substantial. The section of the fence, that looks to be about 20, 30 feet. Is that about right?
Correct.
So I would not consider that substantial. Would anyone like to add anything to the third criteria? Fourth, the proposed variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical and environmental condition in the neighborhood or district. It's a fence that is going over an existing sanitation system. Haven't heard anything on having any kind of adverse impact or effect. Would anyone like to add anything to the fourth criteria? The alleged difficulty is self-created. The ask in and of itself is self-created. Haven't heard anything regarding any kind of conditions unless the board thinks that there should be something we'll consider. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve.
Larry, a second.
Second.
Thank you, Patrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thanks so much for
Thank you,
your
everybody.
presentation and patience.
We will
Good luck
update
to you.
the access easements and all the other stuff that you also asked. So.
Don't go anywhere, board. Yes, please. I think we can adjourn, yes? We can take a picture after adjournment.
Oh, yes.
A motion to adjourn, please? Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you,
Second.
Larry. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thanks so much. All right, let's get a picture.